So upon logging into the account, into your Uptime Health account, it will bring you to your Uptime controller where you will go ahead and activate your account by setting up your first and last name, making sure that everything's correct and loaded accurately. You'll also have a couple different resources for you to utilize when coming into your account. So we have a downloadable guide here on the top right-hand corner. This has been developed to go in depth over the platform and the different uses of every section of the platform. Some may not be using all of the sections that are listed here, but if you do need to dig more into a specific circumstance, you can actually select from the table of contents and it'll bring you directly to the section you're looking for more information on. You also have a couple of frequently asked questions that are listed at the end of this form, as well as any resources here that will help you guide you through the platform. This includes videos and different training resources. You can also use the question mark here on the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to the Uptime Help Center, and you can dig straight into what you're looking for. That will have videos and different educational information on utilizing the features on the platform. So jumping back, upon logging in, it'll bring you to your facilities dashboard. Here you can easily manage the facilities, compliance, your devices, the work orders, total logs, and edit this information here. You can also view this information in a map if you would like to quickly just look at it in a map view as to where the locations are that you have listed for your organization. You can also dig more into the facility by clicking the facility name. Interactive link will bring you to your facility breakdown information. Here it'll show you the facility contact name and email and information, as well as the different areas that we have built out within the facility, and any devices or information that are rostered to that specific area or facility. So you'll have a complete facility record in each of these facilities listed on your platform. You can also dig straight into your compliance by selecting the compliance dashboard, the devices, the work order count, or the total logs. That'll bring you directly to that section and filter out just for that specific facility. A new feature that we just released is your facility overview. So what this is it's actually a large report that will help you track your devices within each facility, your contracts for each of your organizations, as well as any work orders that have been put into the system. This is a quick overview. By selecting show all work orders, it will bring you into our work order section. Here, it'll just give you some, a quick breakdown for your managers to view and manage that information. That brings us to the devices section. So if we wanted to dig more into our devices, all of the devices that we have rostered for each of the facilities will contain a device record. Here, this device record will tell you how much time this device has been up or down, the maintenance costs, total work order costs, and if the device is up or down at that specific time. You'll also have an asset ID number. Typically, this is an internal labeling system. And then we can also add a technician sticker number, which would be your control ID. You can also dig more into this device record by looking at any tasks that were completed against this device, any work orders that have been open and completed or are currently incomplete on the specific device, any scheduled preventive maintenances or repairs, any documents. This can be a manual for the device or anything of that nature. And then we have our logs section as well. Here, this just records what logs were done on this device. This is your QC logs. So this could be your urine analyzer, your glucometer, anything of that nature, or your refrigerator would also log in the task section. Here, another cool feature is that you can actually go over to the top right-hand corner and you can report a repair by selecting report repair. That will actually document that a repair has already been done. This can be a preventive maintenance or a repair. You can also request a repair. By selecting request repair, this will allow you to go into the system and document whether the device status is up or down. So we'll say that the device is up, but it needs to be repaired. We'll click repair for type of service. We can select to set it to the last maintenance date, your priority. So if this is something minor that doesn't affect the ability to use the device, or maybe it's not something that's pertinent, you have extras on the facility, we'll select low. Description of issue, we'll maybe put face to device cracked, need repair. Something of that nature to just document exactly why you're calling them out. And it'll give them a heads up as to maybe what parts they'll need for this repair. Then we can select our technician, or we can find a new technician via the marketplace. Maybe your normal technician isn't able to make it out on site in the time frame that you're needing. So you can go to our technician marketplace and actually search for technicians that are certified in that specific device category and that are within a specific range, usually about a 200-mile range from your location. By selecting create request, this is actually going to open a work order in our platform that's going to tie this back to your specific device. And here we can actually discuss in real time with the technician what maybe real-time updates. This could be that they're going to schedule it on their side. It'll notify us and we can confirm that appointment. We can also discuss back and forth. If you don't hear back within a certain amount of time, you can say looking for a status update. This will ping that technician both by SMS and by email. And then when they respond, it will also ping your team by SMS and email. This is going to give you a real-time update as to your work orders that are being completed, but it'll also allow your technicians to view this information on their platform. They'll have an individualized platform. They'll be able to access the customer's contact information here. So if they need to give you a call, they're able to give you a call and then update that appointment request in real time in our system. Now, moving on to our tasks section. Our tasks section will tie into devices because we could potentially have tasks that we need to have built out on a weekly or daily, weekly, or monthly basis for our devices. For example, one of our normal monthly checks is going to be an AM or PM refrigerator check. Here I've already built this task out, but if we would like to build a new task, we can take the task on the right-hand side and drop it in the section that we would like to create the task for. So maybe we're going to create a monthly task that says monthly compliance checks. And maybe that's going to be a task for our managers where they are going to review the compliance section of the platform to ensure that all of the compliance tasks have been completed and are within specific range of what they're needing for your accreditation or compliance standards. So we can jot down a task description. We can say, managers, please check all compliance scores and address issues found, document corrective actions as needed. Here, that can go ahead and document here. We can add subtasks if we would like to. So by adding a subtask, we can document a subtask here. Maybe it's check QC logs and check task compliance. Here, we can also make a notes required. So by selecting notes required, it will require them to document in the notes section on the bottom. And we can also document, or we can also require subtask notes as well. Here, we'll just require notes required because they can just do a bulk upload on the notes as to their corrective actions. We want this to repeat every month, starting on the 30th at, we'll do 5 p.m. So that means it will be overdue on November the 30th at 5:01 p.m. We'll assign this either to a specific user, or we can assign it to our managers group at our Lexington facility. And we'll assign it to a general area, as this is not something maybe that pertains to a specific lab or exam room. We'll click save, and that will actually create the task, and it will start populating in November. So that's how you will maintain your tasks in the builder section, building out the tasks and assigning them appropriately as needed. You also have a filter selection here. So if you're wanting to look at just a specific facilities tasks, you can select a filter here, and it will stick in place until you select a new facility. We'll move on to the run section. So in the run section, this is where your team and you will complete your compliance tasks. You and your team will see the tasks that have been assigned to you or a group that you're assigned to. Once they are completed by you or by a team member in your group, then they will be removed from all users' to-do lists. Here you have your to-do on the left-hand side. To complete a task, you'll go in, you'll read the task title and description. You'll document in the notes section as necessary. If you have a login individual to your own email, then that will automatically stamp here. But if you have a single sign-on, you will need to initial for who is completing the work. You can also document a corrective action that needed to be taken by selecting corrective action, and that will notify your manager in compliance that something had to be done to correct this specific task. We'll select the green complete task button, and that will actually take it off of our to-do list. Here you will see that we have some tasks that have a green oval on the left-hand side. This means that there's multiple subtasks within that task. We will check off the subtasks, making sure that every part of that compliance task has been completed. We will select complete task, and it will automatically assign that. You can upload an image or PDF. Maybe if you would like to take a picture of the tag on the fire extinguisher or something of that nature, you can go ahead and do that there and select complete task. Again, it has removed it from our to-do list. We do have an overdue section. An overdue section means that the tasks have gone past their due date and they still need to be completed by your team to stay within compliance. Here you can still go into the tasks and close them as they were in the to-do list, but maybe just making sure that you document there was a corrective action or that the reason why this was done after the due time. Maybe you had completed it the day before, but you forgot to log it in the system. That could be one reason. Or maybe you didn't complete it at all because your facility was closed for a weather day or a holiday. In that case, you can document here, not complete, closed for weather day. So there we've documented what the reason for that not being completed, and we'll select not complete. So by selecting that, you'll actually be able to view in your compliance dashboard all of the tasks that were not completed and the reason for those not being completed. As you can see here, in our compliance dashboard, we have our completed section, our marked incomplete, and our pending. So we have one completed task here that we would like to view just to make sure the documentation is correct. That task will pop up in the compliance section and will bring you right back to where you were when you originally started. We can also view other facilities compliance if we're assigned to those facilities by going to select that tab of the facility we would like to look at. Here again, you can see who that task has been completed by, the completion date, the area or device it was completed on, any notes, images, and corrective actions that were taken. Again, we can view those tasks here by looking at the task's completion. Maybe in this specific circumstance, we see that there's been no notes and we need to follow up with that specific user. We also see that we have a pending task. So this task was due on October the 7th at 11 o'clock. So as a manager or maybe even a staff member, we want to go into that task. It'll bring it up in the compliance dashboard, but we can actually document in this section, not complete, corrective measure taken, and staff trained on completion of task. So that lets them know that you did notify the staff member of it needed to be complete, but it was not completed. So we can click not complete here. That will take it off of that pending section and it'll document that we at least acknowledge the task needed to be done. Here we can view that marked not complete, so we know exactly why this task was not completed. It'll also show here in the notes section. You can filter this information by a specific date range and pull that report by email or Excel spreadsheet. You can also filter the information further by a specific group, a user, a specific area, maybe who the task was completed by. Some of our managers use this in a yearly review, so you can see if they've been active on the platform, as well as filtering it by a device. Maybe we want to pull a refrigerator temp record for a refrigerator and freezer. We can pull that device here and pull a record just specific to that device information. Then we can select report, and it'll pull a report for the date range we selected and the filter information that we entered. Moving on to the log section here, we'll complete any compliance or QC quality control logs. So these can be anything from your glucometer logs, your COVID-19 QC logs, anything from a daily or a monthly, or even with a new box. So by selecting the type of log, the facility, the area, and if a device is associated with that, we can select that here. By selecting next, it'll walk us through the instructions. We'll go ahead and document the information, the lot number, any information that's tied to it. So I'm just entering some general data to get us through this system. Here, you'll go ahead and be able to document your control, and any corrective action that was required, you can document here. If not, we can select results acceptable and click save. It'll automatically document your name, and we can start a new log, or we can go to our compliance section and view all of the logs that have been completed. So here we can select a log type. We can select a date range. Maybe we want to look at all of September until today's date. We can select a specific facility, device, or who it was performed by. You can add additional logs here. So if you're wanting to look at multiple logs that have been completed, you can select all of those here, and you can pull a report using the report function on the right-hand side by sending this to your email or to an Excel spreadsheet. Here you can quickly glance at your corrective actions or the last 20 logs that have been completed in this section. After the log section, I would also like to show you our work order section. So the work order section ties into our request repair section. Here you can manage all of your open and closed work orders. In this section, you'll get a real-time update, as I had mentioned before, as to when these services were scheduled, any attachments. This can be maybe a service notes upload from your technician, or any of that information that you have. And then if we want to view our completed work orders, in this section, it'll actually show you all of the information that will be listed within it. So it gives you the description of the specific service. So this was a preventive maintenance, the total cost with a breakdown, as well as a description of that. So planned maintenance and inspection. If there was any chat history, it would live here, and any attachments. The importance of this is it actually ties back to when you open a new request, and you can see the last service request that was made on the device as you were requesting a new repair. We can also load your technicians and tie them to your facilities and categories based on the technicians that you utilize. So here you can add your technician and send them an invitation to join the platform on the technician platform, or you can find a new technician via Marketplace. Here, we can select Discover. We can select a facility that we're looking at a technician for, and the distance of the facility, as well as a category. So if we're looking for something specific, that will bring us to a technician in that area. And if they have their rate information uploaded, you'll be able to see that in a glance as well. Moving on to your account section here, you'll just quickly be able to view your account information depending on what level of access you have. This could include your personal information, business information, your team, any payments, as well as email notifications or settings.